let me hop in here. I can grab someone and pick up tailoring, but I don't know. I think we'll only be able to maybe look at what's available. I won't be able to craft anything. Right now, the only two professions that you can actually craft items are alchemy and blacksmithing. But I can look at it. We can take a look at tailoring, Darkwing, and I will try and answer your questions. Percy said some of it's overwhelming. Yeah, so I played around on... Did this come out Thursday? Was it Thursday? When I finished work, I didn't have to work too late. I was able to pop on and take a little bit of a look at stuff. And I don't like... So... a couple things that I'm going to put in feedback. Hey, Commander Bond. I'm excited too. It's overwhelming for you. You're just looking at what can be made, right? There's a duck lovey in DF. Really? We'll have to look at that. So a couple things, like, and this is one thing Stamina noted it in his video, is that you can't, like, we get very used to TSM where you can move. Like, I'm like trying a bunch of buttons that I know that you can't make this move. I'm like trying to grab it and make it I'll come closer to somebody so that I can pop it towards the middle of my screen. There we go. That way you guys can see it a little bit better. Also, you can't see the whole name of whatever it is. Like, it cuts off for some of the longer names, and again, because this is the WoW UI, you can't drag this so that you can see more of the name of the item. But so obviously you can see I played around a little bit with alchemy. You put that in feedback for the WoW UI. Like, I like this. I like being able to see everything you're putting into it and the crafting details, and I like this stuff, but yeah. It could be, although I can't imagine
the bacon.
I can't imagine the work that TSM is going to have to do to make their interface work with how this works. I don't envy those developers at all, and I might re-up my premium subscription, even though I don't need it anymore, just to kind of like give them a little, like, here, please, take some money, take a little bit of my money. It's not super expensive to go to premium, but it gives them a little bit of support, and hopefully will make it easier. Because you get very used to being able to move things around on your screen with add-ons. Stitch, Alice, as Stitch and Alice are saying hello. So one of the biggest things, Stitch, come on, that has changed with alchemy is there aren't flasks anymore. Sub who downloaded the game and sub for the first time in a decade for alpha. Oh my goodness. So there's no more flasks. Flasks don't exist. No such thing as a flask. We've got two, and I haven't learned. You can buy all of the recipes and learn everything, but we can see them all here. I don't have to craft everything. Yeah, the new auction house and the alpha are going to be a lot of work. So we've got potions, and we have files. Potions seem to be basically the way they kind of look. Like, we all know potions. They're little quick use. There's an invisibility pot. Stitch and Alice. I don't know what your problem is. You behave yourself when I sit here to work, but you don't want to behave while I sit here to talk to my friends that I haven't been able to talk to in forever. So potions are like they don't last very long. They're just quick, use them when you need them. Like, this one is invisibility. We've got, it puts rot on the ground.
What a good job.
Oh, really? You're gonna give me a treat? No, they are. Well, I do. Although I am on Teams quite a bit at work, so I do talk to people throughout the day. But it is different. It's not. I'm not constantly talking. Alice, get back up there. Get back up there. Excuse me. Get back up there. Stitchy Bear, do you want? gonna get down off of the couch. Alice, sit! Oh my goodness, it's not like you never get treats when I'm not streaming. Stitch is not. Stitch, are you gonna come back up on the... No, he's like, we're not. He's like, nobody gets to see me eat my treat. So obviously there's a mana pot, but one thing that, oh, now I have to go give them love. All right, we'll get back. We'll eventually talk about professions, guys. I promise. Get over here. Come here. Come here. Come on, up, 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 up. Come on, up, up, up. Alice doesn't want love. She wants to play. Oh, my puppers. Hi. Boy. I miss that. Hi. Hi. Don't calm down. Lots of complain about profession. It's been so long you want it. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of puppy petting. I don't know how much you could see. The camera's all over the place. Okay. Back to we're gonna talk some alchemy. So there's healing pots and mana pots, but what's interesting is that I'm used to, now I haven't like, I'm not a master alchemist by any means, but right, at least one thing, they're different, you get different ranks. So I believe, because I've made a couple, and I've made a couple that are like this silver version versus just the one copper, right? It's grade 2. They give you more. They look like. Okay, so I did make, because I played around with this a little bit so I'd have some stuff ready to go. If you make the higher quality of these potions, particularly like the healing potion, it heals for more. So you can either get the base potion that heals for, the base potion heals for 30,000. The next rank, the silver quality, heals for 32,900, and then the gold quality heals for 39,650. So the higher the quality potion, the more healing it does. And I'm assuming that if it's a damage potion, if it's a potion that increases damage or a stat, the higher the quality, the more you get out of it. Also, you can put finishing reagents on there. There's multi-craft, so I'm guessing if you add this potion augmentation, you have a chance to, I'm assuming multi-craft means make more than one. Or I guess this makes 5 at a time. So you'd make more than 5 at a time. I have not made any of these augmentations. I think I have to pick them up. I don't remember if I bought that recipe. Or you can add this brood sauce. So none of these on these basic potions changes the quality of the potion itself, although it does give you your inspiration increases, so there's a chance you might get a higher rank out of it. But none of these are going to literally change they don't change the potion itself. They maybe give you a chance to get more or craft a higher quality. But what I think is also is interesting, or maybe this one does. Oh no, that's crafting skill. So that just is better chance to make a better quality. It doesn't just take flowers. Right now, I buy some flowers off the auction house, send them to my alchemist, and just craft. Off we go. Even these super basic healing and mana potions take, I'm guessing that this is the Awakened Air, the Awakened Fire, Awakened Frost. I feel like that's the equivalent of an elemental item. I bought some Rousing Air. So it's like 10, you take 10 Rousing Air, makes an Awakened Air, so kind of like 10 of an elemental thing, turns into a bigger elemental thing. And I'm hoping that these come from flowers, mining, killing certain mobs. I haven't played a lot of the story because I've had very limited time to kind of dabble in this. So I haven't gone out in the world and killed things to see if these drop maybe from like the frost stuff comes from frosty creatures, the fire stuff comes from fire creatures. I haven't seen where they drop, and we don't have access to the gathering professions yet. So, but it's interesting that it's not just buying a bunch of flowers, and we've got common herbs. I don't so I don't know if common herb is literally an herb, or that just means that any of the you can put any of the common herbs together. I don't, I guess is that an herb you gather just called common herb? I don't. Right, like volatile life came from flowers. Actually, I want to open up the botanist person, because you can buy common herb. I guess it's maybe just like the base level herb, because there's common herb, which has different ranks. Saxifrage, which also has 3 ranks. Bubble poppy, writhe bark. I think that those are the 4 different flowers. I'm not seeing any other flowers as I go through here, but there's all of these awakened and rousing elemental items. And then they also make an awakened order, which I think that's in here. Yeah, there's no, I guess it takes one of them. Or transmute, it's a transmute actually. You can take an awakened order, and maybe you combine stuff into them. I'm not sure yet. You can take an awakened order and break it down into one of each of the awakened elements. So, so there's a lot more that goes into these than than I realized. So it's not literally just let's throw together some flowers and make some pots and flasks. So the files are basically replacing flasks. They last for a half an hour at a time, but if you take 2 at once, it'll last for an hour. They last through death. But the way it was explained in some of the Blizzard posts is that maybe like they said flasks were just too long. In theory, like sort of, they basically said the flasks aren't long. You don't want to switch to something else because you don't want to waste your flask. For a Mythic Plus, you might not want a whole hour of something. You might want to switch to something different for a different encounter. And so that's what they're doing here. So you can buy some files, use what you need for a particular fight, and then the next fight take a different one. This is one that gives you increased intellect for every enemy that attacks you. There's a couple. That's actually a crafting speed one, so as a crafter you might want this. Even if you have the top tier based on skill, you only make a lower quality item until skilled up. That's possible. I'm not really I haven't made enough of these, and I don't have any crafting gear or any of because you can you get a profession tool that professions craft, and profession accessories that will make you a better crafter. Obviously, if you're serious about crafting, you're going to want to put those on. And that just all plays into what quality you're going to make. It also matters what type of the quality of your ingredients. The flowers have different ranks. Yeah, you just bought the 3-dot items and it only made a 1. So yeah, there's gonna be like, hopefully as we go further we'll figure out what that magic mix is, and maybe at the beginning it's not worth it to use the high quality items, but obviously at some point I feel like you'll want to use the 3-dot flowers. Let me see some of these. there's a perception file, there's a versatility file. It looks like you have to, there's advanced experimentation for potions and files, as well as basic experimentation, and that gives you a chance to learn a new file, or learn a new potion. I did do this the other day, and I caused an explosion, and that gave me a cooldown so that I couldn't make another file till I couldn't do another experimentation till the next day. So apparently you can hurt yourself. It did damage to me. It took me down to like 15% health. And then it locked me out of doing experimentation. So I suppose that's something you have to take into account, and you're trying to get some of these recipes I'm guessing maybe are only available via experimentation. So it's kind of luck of the draw what you end up with versus what you don't. I don't love that because, and that you can't just keep making them forever until you get everything. So you might not get the potion or file recipe that you need to, that you want to sell for raids. But a couple of the other files, I don't know exactly what deftness is. That's a new thing that we're gonna, a new skill, some sort. And then I can see this one. I think it's charged isolation and still air. That is not. What is it? There's two that. Yeah, so there's a couple I can definitely see using differently on different fights. One of them is if you're as long as you're 10 yards away from your allies, you get more intellect. There's another one where if you don't move, speed. One is the static. Yeah, remaining stationary increases your intellect over 5 seconds, and then when you move, you get movement speed, but you lose the int. So, so I can see certain fights perhaps making sense to use one file versus another one. This is one for healers. After taking actions besides healing for 5 seconds, your next heal is increased. Obviously, that's something that healers would want. Critical strike rating is increased. Gain corrupting rage and grants you increased critical strike rating. After suffering 100% of your health and damage, you briefly swap to overwhelming rage. I don't do a lot of actual like raiding and dungeoning, but you know, these are all very interesting. And finesse, I'm not sure what finesse is. Damage taken is decreased while over 50% health, but increased while you're under 50% health. So there's a lot of different, like, it'll be interesting to see which of these become the files that people want and use. I don't know. I don't know enough about the encounters to know what people are going to want. But again, it's interesting that these all take... It's not just flowers. It's literally not just flowers. So you can't just go buy some flowers, go pick some flowers, and be ready to go. You're going to need to either make sure that whatever activity you're doing, gathering activity, is getting these awakened, these elemental items, or you're going to have to buy those too. So I feel like that's a little different. Cauldrons aren't... There's no flasks, so these aren't flask cauldrons, and they're not file cauldrons because not everybody's going to want the same... file. So there's two power cauldrons, and they give you potions of either elemental potion of power or a greater one. Oh no, it takes the potions of power. The bigger one, you have to exchange something that you get from raiding. Sort of progression reagent. I don't understand what that is. For fleeting elemental potions of ultimate power, which increase your primary stat. The regular cauldron gives you the regular potions of of power to increase your primary stat. Then Cauldron of the Puka. You can get this is I think this is cute and funny. So you take a drink of the liquid, restores mana, but it also has a chance to transform you into a cute and cuddly creature. I cannot wait to see. I mean, I guess I could make this and find out. I don't have that yet, but let me buy the let's see what happens if we can put that down and see if it works. Hello. Yeah, part of this is, I mean, I'll be honest, part of this is for me because I don't know what I'm doing here yet. And I'm hoping that it gives you guys a little bit of a peek into what's going on with the professions as well. Let's go ahead and buy the Primal Convergent, which these are again other reagents that I don't really know where they come from yet. Buy one of those, and then I need an Omnum Draconis, and then I want to go get this recipe. I want this Cauldron of the Puka, but also some of the other things. There's transmutes. Basically, it's taking your elements and turning them into a different element. It looks like you take two of something, and you get two separate elements turn into two of some other element. There's one to break stuff. You can break down an element. If you cleanse the rot from the decay, you get an assortment of elements. So it's interesting to see that again. And then you also can make your finishing reagents. The Brood Salt gives you crafting speed and inspiration. The Stable Fluid gives you increases the effectiveness of inspiration. And then these potion augmentation, and file embellishment give you a chance to create more. Increases your multicraft. Actually, I think that's supposed to say increases int by 6. I don't think that's supposed to increase multicraft. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be inspiration by 6 and multicraft. Let me get an issue for this. A bug. I think this should say it increases inspiration and multicraft, not multicraft twice. Okay, so there we go. Not important. And of course I got some, but that happens. We're in alpha. Like, things are going to go wrong. We're gonna reload, see what happens. It's a bug. It's a bug to report a bug. I don't know if it went through. But let's buy that. We want to buy that recipe. So right now it lets you buy a bunch of the recipes. There's no way to search. So I want the recipe for the Puka Cauldron. I might not be high enough to use it. We may have to just craft a couple things. Get the Puka Cauldron. Cauldron. Yeah, definitely not used to seeing the unlearn. Yeah. Yeah, it's when you open the profession. It's everything's moved around. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to. All right, so I have to be Alchemy 50 to use. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to where everything lives. Let me open this back up because otherwise it doesn't pop over far enough. I need to make like a bunch of stuff. So let's buy some Awakened Air. Awakened Air. Oh, I'm probably gonna need a bunch. Yeah, and there's crafting. Yes, I'll go back to that crafting gear. So you get a tool, a profession tool. When we look at blacksmithing, blacksmithing has several I believe blacksmithing has a bunch of profession tools. And then profession accessories. I'm pretty sure there's some of those in Leatherworking has some of those. And while Leatherworking isn't unlocked to craft stuff, it is, you can see the loaded, you can load the Dragonflight page. Yeah, just 3 pieces for now, Kath, which might be enough. And so, and also from what I understand about the equipment is that you'll put your equipment in here, and you don't have to manually put it, like, it'll come on, like, when you go to craft, it's as long as you have things in here, it's on. Good morning, too. So you don't have to, like, change into a different outfit manually. It's supposed to happen automatically, which will be good for gathering, because if you're dual gathering, you know, you've got an herb here and, you know, an ore here right next to each other. You don't want to change your clothes. Like, that would be ridiculous. Like, I'm going to stop, I'm going to change my clothes, and then I'm going to go and grab the other one, and then I'll change back. So it's supposed to happen automatically as long as you have the items on. But let me grab some more, oh, that's not fun. Bacon decay. And I don't know why it pops back to the top, but so here's something that I don't know if it's going to pop up right or not. So when you make a craft, it gives you another window that tells you basically what quality you've made. Like, it gives you a summary of everything you've crafted. If you only craft one at a time, it just gives you the one. And I'm not putting any finishing reagents on it or anything like that. And it's I'm just making it at apparently quality junk. I'm not using the best quality herb. I apparently need some more vials. Right now I'm just trying to increase my my alchemy skill. So we're gonna do some experimentation. let's do a little bit of that, because that's got a higher scale up. So this hopefully we're gonna see if maybe we can create an explosion. Let's see what happens, because that would be interesting for you guys to see. No worries, Cap, no worries. All right, so I just learned the charge file of alacrity. So this is another, you guys are familiar with learning things. Oh, okay, there you go. See, there was an explosion. I just got injured. The screen is flashing. My health is down to 6%. I have, hey Manny. So I have hurt myself. So, I guess that it happens in the alchemy lab. You might hurt yourself, and that's not the person I want to really talk to. But now you can see I have a cooldown of almost 20 hours, so I can't experiment anymore because I've hurt myself. So we can't try to learn anymore today. That was a haste or speed vial, Kath. Yeah, so be careful, guys. You might hurt yourself. So I thought that was really interesting. I'm kind of glad that
I'll do what I want.
I'm kind of glad that you guys got to see that. So yeah, you hurt yourself. Snood, hello. All right, let's pick something. We got to pick something else. Well, it could be, but so when it happened to me, I only made 2 today. I was able to make 2 before I got hurt. And the last time I did it, I think I made like 6 or 7 before I got hurt. So it could be a way of enforcing a cooldown, but it doesn't seem to be static, at least not right now, like how many you can craft before you get, before you have an explosion. And I think it's kind of cool. I think it's neat. Oh, we're gonna make some of this, and this I think is interesting. It's called a delicate suspension of spores. It's a potion that you can put on a dead person, your dead ally, which clings. It spreads spores from the dead body, and it heals your other allies for 9,000 over 6 seconds. You can also use it on yourself. So if you're the healer, and let's say you die, and the boss is almost dead, but your party is suffering, use some spores on yourself, and give your friends a little bit of a boost. So I think that's interesting. I feel like some healers might use that. This time you don't remember all the names for 2.0. So I think that's an interesting potion. So we're gonna make a couple of that. I apparently need more. I apparently didn't buy. Oh, I'm on the wrong vendor because I just clicked the. Okay. We need bubble poppy. Oh, and also I don't know if you guys probably can't see this because it's hidden behind the doggy camera. I don't know if I can force that over any farther. I don't think I can. No, I'm not gonna, but, well, I'll do it down here, so you'll be able to see, maybe. You can now, things stack up to 1,000. Like flowers, or stacks up to 1,000. I don't know if, and potions. So here's my putrescence potions. It's a stack of 79. So, from what I understand, things that used to stack to 200 are going to stack to 1,000, and things that used to stack to 20 are going to stack to 200. So, way to save on bag space. If I can put my ore and flowers in stacks of 1,000, that will save so much bag space. Your brain works in mysterious ways. You can sing the lyrics of songs from when you were 18, but not remember what you had for dinner last week. Yeah, I understand that completely. Okay, let's try this again. We're gonna make this spore thing. So let me buy bubble poppy, and I'm just buying the highest quality because I can. I'm gonna have to get used to like typing in 1,000. I'm used to typing 200. Your banks, yes, and it's supposed to apply to old stuff too. This isn't just for. From what I understand, it's not just for new items. It's going to be everything. So all of your old mats, all of your old ore, your old flowers, whatever you're keeping in your bank, from what I understand, they will all be affected, and you will be able to stack those to 1,000. Yeah, you'll get 2 extra bank tabs after being able to stack everything. It's kind of cool. Oh wait, oh my god, I just noticed this. There are different quality vials. I did not realize, and of course, and here's something else. This is what happens when you kind of just quickly read. So, the basic vial comes from vendors. Like normally, you know? Of course it comes from vendors. I took a potion of extra cuteness. Oh, so, you know, you go to your vendor, you go to your trade skill, you know, alchemy supplies and get your vial. Jewelcrafters can craft a rank 2 vial or a rank 3 vial, and then can sell them, of course. So that's actually, I didn't notice that until right now. So there's apparently so many things that go into how high you're going to craft something, because you've got the vial. Who thought that you need to buy different vials? Yay for my jewel crafter, she's gonna be busy. You gotta get back to gold forming, Chloe. Check your list and see what's best to start with. So there's a lot of, this is a lot of changes. This is, I'm excited, lots to do. I will be so busy when this game comes out. Hopefully I won't be swamped with work. Let me buy a couple more of the Awaken Decay, just so I have a few more of that. And let's make some of these. Now, so you can just create one. You just make one, obviously. If you make one, it pops up. The only thing I'm gonna note though, so see how this doesn't quite, it kind of like goes off to the side, like it doesn't seem to end at the edge of the screen. If I minimize my window, because I do often play WoW, because I sometimes have more than one WoW up on the same screen and I tap between them, so I often play it minimized. It cuts off. So I have a list of things that I'm going to report as bugs or feedback or something, because that you can't see the close button if you're not maximized. And even then, it seems like it's sort of cutting off at the side. Yeah, Chloe, I have Overwatch beta, and I haven't touched it because when I finally had some time to do things, I have alpha. And there's a million things in retail WoW to do to get ready for the expansion. And note that this makes 5 at a time. We're making 5 potions at a time, and we're gonna close this. We're gonna stop. It's just Overwatch 1 that's 5v5. Well, but Snood, some of the people I play have different abilities. The way you play them has changed. So, I part of me would like to check that out a little bit, but I don't see that happening. I don't see it's gonna end up with time for that. Alright, let's see if we can make this we can learn this Cauldron of the Puka. Oh, no, we don't want to close that, apparently. The Cauldron of the Puka. There's also an option to open all of your bags as one big bag, which is great, but the only thing and you can also apparently not show all of your bags. Interesting. Is that you can't move them, so once I can't. That's interesting. You can assign, maybe you can do that already, but I use an add-on because I like to be able to move my bags, because I like to be able to still see this action bar when my bags are open. So, and maybe that'll be coming with the UI, with the customizable UI, but there's 100 million things that have changed, and I don't have time to go into all of them. I can't check everything. Alright, so we learned that Cauldron of the Puka. So I'm gonna make this cauldron. So I paid to get Overwatch 2 beta. And it's kind of funny. I paid to get it, and now I don't get to play it. You have Overwatch 2 beta, Chloe, and you're hoping for alpha. The UI overhaul, they're probably integrating many that they probably are. And it's still very early. This is alpha. So there's probably some stuff that will change. Alright, let me put this cauldron out. There's the cauldron. And I would like to see if it turns me into a cute and cuddly creature, because I am curious. Alright, is it a sip of the drink? Very confused. Okay, yeah, so it's a sip, every sip of the drink. Oh my god, I'm a squirrel! Oh my god, now I'm a mouse! Oh my god, this is so cute! Oh my god! I can just play with this all day! Oh my god. This is so cute. I am a mouse for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes. Cute and cuddly, terrorizing both friend and foe alike as an unstoppable force of cuteness. Oh my god. Oh my god. Snood says, I only really paid $5 for beta access. I get season 1 battle pass and enough coins to buy 2 more battle passes. Yeah. Oh, and it wasn't with real money. It was with WoW gold. Whatever. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, I want to turn it off. I want to like, because I want to try again. I want to drink again and see what happens if what I turn into. I'm a bunny. Oh my goodness, I'm a bunny. and she never finished crafting anything ever again. Oh my god, this is just like, this is just adorable. Like, I don't even, yeah. I want to be, let me see if I can get a squirrel again. So I guess like you got to stop drinking if you get what you want. You have to stop drinking. Every time I sip it, I have a chance. So like, I think you sip for 30 seconds. You have a chance to turn into something. There we go. I'm a squirrel. Ah! I'm not spending 5 hours making a dragon on stream. I'm not even testing out the dragon. Like, not even. Don't have time for that. Not even bothering. Okay, this is my new favorite potion ever. That's an awesome. That flask is super cool. God, I'm a squirrel. I have a little squirrel and I'm holding like a glass. It looks like you still hold the little glass that you were drinking from. Oh my god. Alright, and we're done here. Kidding, we'll do some more, but I'm a squirrel. Oh my god, this is so cute. Did I just groom myself? Oh my god, did I just like go like this? You are so cute. You are so cute. Oh my god. AVB. Oh my god, that's so adorable. All right, so so I feel like that's kind of like that's alchemy. It's gonna take a bit of effort to make the better quality items, whether that effort comes in the form of time or gold. You're definitely going to have to, this isn't a simple get some flowers, click a button, and post on the auction house. Time is money. I know, time is money, friend. So, and I mentioned this to a couple people on in a couple posts and on Twitter, that perhaps the fact that that it seems that many of the professions are no longer just get like one type of ingredient, quick craft it and be done, that maybe it will, like, not everybody will be doing every single thing. Obviously goblins, gold makers will be getting their hands in everything they can, but I guess depending on how they sell, you know, and how much stuff sells for that's at the lower quality versus the higher quality, and how many people are buying at the lower quality, maybe this creates a little bit of a barrier to entry. I'm not sure yet. So I haven't done anything in blacksmithing yet. I did pick it up. You have blacksmithing, but I've done nothing in blacksmithing. I haven't even looked at anything that you can make. The more effort it's required, the less likely the average person will do it. Exactly. One other thing in alchemy that I wanted to point out that I thought was interesting. So these optional reagents. Potion absorption inhibitor. It increases the duration of potions. So you would use this when making a potion. Let me find, let's pretend. Oh, I guess it has to be something I have already that you would be able to see. Well, no, these aren't optional. These don't have optional reagents. So maybe that's not, I'm not seeing a place for an optional reagent. Those are just finishing reagents, not optional reagents. Maybe interesting. So I'm not seeing where you'd put that optional reagent, but it looks like there is, maybe it's one of these I haven't picked up yet, but there is, a crafting reagent, an optional crafting reagent. I don't know what it gets used on, but it increases the duration of your potions by 10% per stack, and it increases the recipe difficulty. So this is something that an alchemist would use to make certain potions last longer, and then you'd sell them for more than the potions that don't last as long. This is also, I hope that the way this is displayed either in TSM, actually for all of this stuff, I hope that the way it's displayed either in TSM or on the regular auction house is super well, and hopefully we'll get to see that at some point. Maybe I could put these up on the auction house now, but I might wait till a little bit later to test that. Maybe we'll go into if the auction house is open, we'll go check it out. But it needs to be super clear what rank of something you're buying when you buy something or post something, and it needs to be super clear. Like, for example, with this, are these potions that have more duration than the regular ones? Because obviously you don't want to pay more. You'd be willing to pay more to get a longer duration, but you don't want to buy the wrong one. You don't want to think you're buying the longer duration potion and you didn't. And then also, this is another interesting item, the alchemical flavor pocket. So I'm assuming that this gets added for cooking. We're gonna actually take a look at cooking, although we might not be able to see everything in it because it's not, can't craft anything in cooking, but the recipes are there. This increases the duration of well-fed from Dragon Isles meals by 100%, and get this, they persist through death. I feel like anybody making raid food is going to want this flavor pocket. I feel like the flavor pocket's not going to be cheap to make. It takes this primal convergent, which I'm not sure how you get this, but I can't imagine it's super cheap. It's stuff that's used for the cauldrons. One common herb, no big deal. One common herb. And then it also takes the grand banquet, which is a feast, you know, that you'd put out on your for your raid, but it takes a feast to make the flavor pocket. So I really like this integration of my profession makes stuff that can be used for other people. I like it. I like it when we have some cross utility. And then there's this incense, and I don't really understand. So here's something that grants inspiration, which I guess would be good for crafting. This incense makes everybody's invigorates everyone's mood. I don't know what that means. Invigorates their mood. It agitating incense to incite intense emotions. I mean, there might be encounters or I'm assuming there's a use for this stuff. I just don't know what it is. Maybe we'll buy. Maybe we could buy some of these and see, and maybe make them. And then soothing incense is intended to induce a peaceful slumber. That put things to sleep. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're not done with alchemy. Maybe we're not ready to move on. Let's see, where are the incense recipes? Because I'm interested, like, what is that? There's 2 of the incense. Sagacious incense. And there's one more incense. I wish I could search. Oh, no, I'm gonna get that. Oh, I can't. I won't be able to make that flavor pocket. There just aren't right things for it. Really wish I could search this. my brain just isn't reading all of these really well. We got a couple. No, I'm not trying to give it back to you. Oh, maybe I do have all. No, I don't. I got 3 of the incense ones. Well, we'll see what we can do. All of these. Learn all of these. What happened? I'm interested to see like what kind of like does it give you a buff, a debuff? What does this do? But yeah, so I can't make, not gonna be able to make that unless it doesn't look like it's here. Like I can't test out I can't make a flavor pocket because we don't have enough we don't have the other. Okay, inspiration I get. Like I understand. Well, sure I'll make this too, but like I think I understand how. I feel like I understand how that's gonna work. Inspiration is good for crafting, so let's put that open. So let's use that. I use that potion, and now I have inspiration increased by X. We don't know what it's going to be increased by. It's not showing up. It's not actually working. So I don't know how that's gonna. And then Fervid makes some writhe bark. And we'll make one of those. And again, you're not making 1, you're making 5 of these. So that's kind of nice that you're always making 5. Maybe that's how it works in real world too, like in retail too, but I don't really. All right, fervid incense. This is to incite intense emotions. I'm fervid. I don't understand what that. Oh, okay. I'm dancing. I'm excited. I don't know what. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't really know what that means. Oh, and there's a cooldown on. Don't. Oh, I'm crying. Now I'm sad. Now I'm strong. And now I'm sad again. This is hilarious. And I guess I can't control what emotion I'm going to have. I'm very sad, apparently. I'm very, very sad. All right, we're gonna put the other incense down. And now I am enthusiastic. I am dancing. I'm having a good time. This is so funny. Apparently only so enthusiastic. Oh, I guess I need to click on it again. Breathing in that incense. Now I'm dancing again. I'm in a party mood. I don't see these selling a whole lot. Maybe on RP servers, but I'm not really sure like the function of the stuff.
Bacon is good for me.
Arnota, thank you so much for sharing the bacon. But they're certainly fun and cool to play around with, just like that cauldron, the puka cauldron. I don't really know what its use is, but yeah. But it makes you cute and adorable, so. Alright, well, there we go. So we played with that. How was your stream, Arnota? I was tuning in. I saw you basically doing the same thing you've been doing the past like 3 days. It feels like going and getting your killing that one, like, I guess it's the world boss, killing the one boss on every single tune that you could possibly find. It feels like. You got them all done. Oh, good. I'm like every day. I'm like a little bit more, a little bit more. All right, so
You Choose me?
Oh, Darren, thank you. Oh, you recovered. You're awake now. Well, thank you for resubbing. I appreciate that. And hope that you've recovered from your activities last night. So, blacksmithing. Tomorrow you're going to be working on Torghast followers for them. Now they're set up for the command table gold grind. You think you caught something. Please, not the Rona. And not an ST. We don't want any of that. I hate my blacksmith character. I'm gonna be honest. She's I did get her to 60 finally. I hate her though. She's a paladin. I don't enjoy playing a paladin. I just hate her. I don't love blacksmith, but you know we pick every. You know, I'm a goblin. You need to have everything. But there's some interesting stuff going on here with blacksmith. Interestingly enough, blacksmithing, at least some of these recipes seem pretty straightforward and don't require all the crazy stuff that that I feel like alchemy now requires. You're using flux, which you would buy from a vendor. You're using ore and ore, at least, like, you know, for some, you know, basic bracers. You have, there are optional reagents, which so this sets the item to, this is an example of something that you would likely maybe, well, I don't know whether this level, but these are some of the reagents you would use when somebody is maybe doing an order, because these training matrix items make the make whatever you're crafting soulbound, but also changes the item level. So this gives the item level 356 to 366, 369 to 379, and then this super crazy purple one, 382 to 392, and then this is 343 to 353. I kind of didn't go in the right. But it makes it soulbound, so obviously someone would be asking for this to be crafted with this optional reagent. So, and then secondary stats. Great, my scribe is going to be super busy. Actually, my blacksmith is also my scribe, so I love her that she's my scribe, but I hate her at the same time. So missives for crit and haste, all at each at a different level. Basically, the difference, it looks like here, by using the different level of the missive, is it adds less difficulty to the recipe. Because here's the recipe difficulty. How much skill is required to make this recipe at higher levels? If I were to use the basic one, it adds a 15 recipe difficulty, versus the highest one only adds a 10 difficulty. So you know, you're gonna not make a good quality one if you you know, if you're adding a lot of difficulty to it and your skill is low. But then there's a verse mastery, haste verse, crit verse, haste mastery, crit mastery. So all of you scribes out there, you're going to be busy. I am positive that people are going to want to pick their stats and not just have them be random. And then, of course, we also have finishing agents again. One of them gives you more inspiration, which inspiration gives you a chance to craft an item with extra skill. So the more skill you have when crafting it, the better chance it is that it becomes a higher item level, or a higher level. A higher level gives you a better chance, gives you a chance to be a higher item level. So I assume that works in with this training matrix. If the higher quality you crafted at gives you the high end of the matrix. So you'd be closer to 366 than 356, I guess. And then the other one is Fire Oil. I'm not sure where that comes from. Maybe it's something you have here. I'm not sure. Maybe it could be a blacksmithing item. It improves crafting by +3 resourcefulness and +3 deftness. Again, I think that some of these new things that I've seen, like, this is the first time I've seen resourcefulness, but I've seen deftness before. Hey, Gavin. And I'm guessing that those are stats related to crafting that I don't understand yet. And then also there's this tier, essence of tier, which it looks like alchemists can make this as well, and that gives you better crafting skill, so it makes the recipe easier. It looks like the axe is similar type of recipes. A blacksmith hammer. So here's the first tool we're seeing. I don't know. I don't really know. How is that different than? Can I put? No, I think that just literally just equipped it for me, like old school equipped it. Yeah, that just literally just equipped it instead of where was it? Where's my weapon? Where did my weapon go? I don't remember where it was. Was it a staff I had? Save. Didn't do. Oh, I went to sell it back. No, we don't want to do that. That's not right. No fetch for Hunter and Alpha. You log in, you got your talents, give feedback. It isn't there. You have to go buy the manual again if you had it on your. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Kamali. I don't know anything about hunters. I haven't tested it. Like, I mean, I made a druid, but I don't really know what the feedback is. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing on it. So, yeah. Actually, let me see if I can make this blacksmith's hammer and see if it says it's a profession tool, whereas I feel like the other hammer didn't say it's doesn't say it's a tool. You have a manual, you have to go, to get the pet functions like fetch. Interesting. I have a hunter that I don't really do anything. So, yeah. So let me buy some draconium ore. So here's the different ores. We have Tyrivite ore. Some of that. We've got draconium ore. We've got titanicium ore. We also have finely ground gemstones. Dragon Rider's Honor. Reagent that can be purchased with dragon racing currency. Interesting. Most expensive, you had to go buy it again and again. Over and over and over again. So that's interesting. There's
choose me?
11, thank you so much for that sub. Thank you. So we're going through, I probably, there's people here and I probably didn't say anything when explaining what I was doing. I'm looking at professions in alpha, guys. Hey. If you have questions about a profession, I can try to answer them. Not everything's available, not everything's out. So I don't really, I don't have all the answers, but I'm happy we can try and figure it out together if it's available. Not everything. The only professions available right now to craft items with are blacksmithing and alchemy. But we have some stuff.
Choose me?
Ellie, thank you so much for that resub. We are working on a hype train. So the hype train is close. Did it? Oh. I'm like, wow. I haven't done any of this in forever. I haven't been close to a hype train either in a very long time. Hide your shiny things and other valuables. You have a raid of 11 pirates in the stream. So apparently it can be used to buy recipes. I'm not loving that, Ellie. Not because I'm terrible with dragon riding. So that means I'm gonna have to learn how to dragon ride At least somewhat successfully.
Ooh, piece of candy.
You choo the train.
Quick, thank you. Oh my goodness, hype train. Ah! Oh my goodness, that's so awesome. Thank you guys. We have a hype train. Oh, the racing was fun. I haven't tried to race. I have not done any racing. I'm terrible at dragon riding in general, but yeah, I've like spent like 10 minutes doing it. So I suppose like we need to like give it a little more time. But it looks like that's a new way to buy recipes. So you buy it with you buy this honor. I guess you're not buying recipes. You're buying this honor that can be used with recipes. We'll figure that out. A decorative necklace to show one's prowess while hunting as a group. That means. But let's try and make this. Poor Samadin didn't realize that there's an anvil right next to the vendor, so he was running back and forth to the to Old Town. But there is, for anyone who's on beta or on alpha, there's an anvil right here next to the vendor, the insanely tall vendor. So we've got that. All right, so we made it's like blacked out. Okay, now it's not. So we made a tool, and I put it in there. It will, yes, that's cool. So I don't know what that means. It's a profession tool. It doesn't tell me on the tooltip anything about it, but I apparently crafted it at a second level quality, which is cool. It doesn't tell you on the tooltip, but if you notice, my crafting skill is now plus 25. So apparently maybe that's what the tool does. No, it's it's just because they're Tauren, and Tauren are tall, and I'm just tiny. And I'm not used to seeing Tauren because I'm not Horde. Okay, so there we go. That's the first. We made our first profession item. So that's very cool. We made a hammer. We equipped the hammer. We now are wearing something. And then repair hammers. So I'm guessing that this means that. Does this mean that no, actually, this is interesting. This repairs a targeted item. This isn't something you click and repair all. This is using this on one specific item. So I'm wondering if the way we repair is going to change. And so I'm wondering if older items aren't going to work the same way they used to, because this looks like you make it and then you click it and you repair a particular thing. Let's test that out. Oh, I probably should have finished crafting it before they aren't as tall as a building. Well, they are now. Is it not making? Oh, I'm not. Oh, it requires a forge. Maybe that's just an anvil. Really? I'm a little surprised that there's not an actual forge. So I guess you do still have to go all the way over there, because that's just an anvil, not a forge. That's boo. That we need a forge, and they didn't put one in here. They should have dropped a forge along with, like, they dropped an anvil, but they should have also dropped a forge here so that you didn't have to go back and forth. So that's stinky. So I guess for some of the stuff, Samadin was right. He had to go all the way back over here. That is just a little bit annoying that you should be able to just stand there if we're testing purposes. I'm not saying like in game for real, but most likely your blacksmithing person is going to be at a forge, kind of like an Ouroboros. But whatever. All right, let's make this and then see how this works. So we made a repair hammer. Repair a targeted item. So let's see. Do I have, I probably, all of my stuff is probably, all of my stuff is probably at full durability. But it does look like you would just, you click on it, right click on it, and then you would repair your item. That's interesting. I'm a little, like, I'm just wondering, when would that be, when would you use that? Because normally we think about in raids, someone drops a repair bot or something, and I'm only opening up a vendor so that we can see this in the center of the screen since it's all right, interesting, very interesting. All right, so let me look at some of the stuff that we don't, that's unlearned. I'm not going to go necessarily grab all these recipes, but let's just look at some of the stuff that that blacksmiths can make. So we've got these alloys. It looks like these alloys are a crafting reagent. One takes awakened items and ore, so like the elemental items. Just don't know what. I guess this is just something you have to craft to make perhaps some of the better gear. I'm guessing. Awakened blood. I think that was something make. I think that was a vendor item. Again, I'm not sure. Awakened blood. Blood was not something we used in alchemy. These look familiar. Awakened frost and fire, along with some ore. And then awakened earth and fire, along with ore. That makes sense. All right, we've got armor spikes. Armor spikes adorns your armor with thick spikes. I don't know if is this a cosmetic item, perhaps? It doesn't look like it takes too much to make one, so maybe you, I don't know if the spikes do, like, I'm not sure if the spikes have some sort of, oh, actually, you know what, it probably does give you something, because it says, it's maybe not done yet, so I'm not sure what spikes do, but, you can put spikes, on your armor, and probably to increase some sort of damage, I'm guessing. Doesn't look like they'd be terribly expensive, just, one fire and one of 2 different ores. You can make this Essence of Tear and the Wisp of Tear, which increases your crafting skill when you're making something. And then we've got armor. So usually they put the crazy armor at the top, and the lower stuff you'd learn. So we've got boots. Bear, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Baconverse. So as you'd expect, some the lower level gear just takes some ore and some flux. PvP starter, this looks like stuff you'd maybe make for your new tunes, but it's item level 270 regularly, but if you're in PvP or war mode, maybe this is for leveling, leveling in war mode, you get this gear turns to 283. And this, interestingly, it takes Primal Flux plus that alloy that you have to, this bloody alloy that you have to craft, which takes a blood and some ore. Oh, no, those item levels aren't gonna, but I'm guessing that the whole idea is that if you buy this PvP gear, if someone crafts it for you, or you craft it for yourself, it's going to be 1 item level when you're not in PvP or in war mode, and 1 item level and a lower item level if you're not higher when you are in that, lower when you're not. 20 or so higher than what you, yeah, okay. Yeah, like I'm sure that the exact item level, but it'll still looks like it's going to be, you're going to get at least 10 more a 10 higher item level. If you're doing PvP content or have war mode turned on, which I guess is an incentive to war mode. I hate war mode. I don't want to die. I'm just here to pick flowers and mine. Leave me alone. So here's some more of the other gear. This is the higher gear. This is 393 versus, and again, we don't know what they're really going to be, but like, this is 270. This has got to be something that maybe somebody would ask you to make for them. It doesn't let me, oh, because I don't have it learned at that. I don't know, I can't see create. That 393 is accurate, you'd assume? Gotcha.
What a good dog.
Hey, Kayla!
Yes, you
I don't know if I've gone
What a
outside.
good dog.
I'm not sure if she's gonna realize that there are some trees. She probably has forgotten what that song means. Stitchy Bear, do you want a snack? Stitch? Stitch, wake up. Buddy, you okay? Stitch is under the desk, and I'm not gonna make him get up to get a snack. But when Alice comes... Alice! Kayla gave you a snack! Do you want a snack? Come on over here! Over here, please! Over here! Over here! Take a sweetie. Yeah, it's a snack. What is that? What is that? Oh, the equipped spells and abilities have a chance to inflict a lingering frost spark, dealing 1134 frostfire damage over 30 seconds, and a cold sleet that slows enemies. Interesting. But I'm betting you, so it takes a spark of ingenuity, required agent for crafting high-level gear. This is something I'm gonna guess that this item is something somebody would place a work order for. They're gonna bring probably their spark of ingenuity. They're probably going to be Primal Chaos. Seems to be a difficult item. Icy Souls, I don't know where these come from. Well, actually it looks like, okay, Frostfire Alloy. Maybe you leave the blacksmith to make that. But these other ones, Icy Soul and Fiery Soul, they're elemental items that probably come from Raid. They're doing pretty good, Kayla. Alice is crazy as usual, and Stitch is just, he's slowing down a bit. He's, you know, an old man. So I'm guessing that a lot of this stuff, let's go. Let's just make an educated guess that if it's purple, it's probably something you're not putting on the auction house. I honestly think that, for some of this, it's going to be very different from how crafters operate right now, where you determine what items are likely to sell, or, you know, you make one of everything and see what sells, and that's what you make more of. I'm guessing because of the optional reagents, I don't know what they are because I haven't bought these damn recipes. Probably, I guess I should probably go buy some of them just so I can see at least one of them, so I can see what those optional reagents and embellishments might be. I feel like these are the thing, like, it's gonna be different. You're going to be making these per order, I feel like, rather than crafting them on demand. Crafting them, you're gonna craft them on when someone demands them, you're not just gonna have them in stock. Particularly because I feel like with something like this, people are gonna want particular. So let me see. Praetorius, and let's buy like some of the primal stuff. You made 800k last month? Nice. Nice. Alright, here's the... Oh, and I forgot to say, there's alchemist stones, of course. I'm not surprised. There's alchemist for alchemy, so. Alright, Oh, I should be able to... Can I buy it? I can't even buy it yet because I need to raise my blacksmithing. You're kidding me! I didn't want to. Oh no, I can't learn it yet. So I bought a primal thing. Let's maybe see if we can, I guess we are gonna have to raise up our, are gonna have to do blacksmith. Just make some bracers until it pops it off of. So we stop getting, I guess until maybe it turns green. You're back up to 500k, 26 days left, started at 800k. Buy the X-Pack, paid 1.2 million for it. You wanted to buy the 6-month thing with gold. No, you have to pay cash for the sub to do. That's how it's worked for a while, sadly. Suppose. Sadly, that's how it's worked for a while with that 6-month mount. All right, let's make. Okay, so here's something here's the stuff we like probably should like take a look at what we just learned. More we learned boots. We had bracers, we now have boots. We have a different weapon, and then more profession tools. So the sickle is used for herbalism, so that would probably increase your base herbalism skill. Obviously all your herbalists are gonna want that. Pickaxe for mining, we're gonna make some of those. I think it's neat that we've got gear for everything now. Like, it's not just, you know, it's not just, you know, get that blacksmithing hammer, get that random mining tool, and that's it. I think it's kind of cool where we get to have real profession stuff. You'll buy them out with tokens and just buy yeah, exactly. Yep. Alright, let me train some more. They need to get up to 25 to be able to, do that other one. Be able to learn it so that we can look at it. Yeah, I agree. Someone also said, but was it maybe Guild Wars? I haven't really played a lot of MMOs other than WoW since WoW came out, so I don't really know a whole lot. All right, we've got a skinning knife, so obviously your skinners are going to want basically whatever profession you're doing, you're gonna want to go find a blacksmith, you're gonna find the auction house, and you're gonna need some gear. Oh, I probably could have kept going. Oh, I just need one more to get to 25. Okay, we can stop. And then there's skeleton keys. No, so they would, but they're not gonna give you a bonus. Like, you can't, so when I first logged into this, so I've got this old blacksmithing hammer. No, the basic one you buy from the vendor or whatever. That's not a profession tool. The draconian blacksmith's hammer is the profession tool. So you're going to need a new profession tool. I don't know that it means you couldn't do you can clearly, like, I was able to craft stuff with this blacksmith's hammer. Because it's not a tool that you would wear / use. So yeah. So skeleton keys, you need blacksmithing 1 to use the skeleton keys. Not a surprise again. Maybe somebody would pick up blacksmithing just at level 1, use the skeleton key. Not surprised that that's how that works. Let me learn this recipe. So that we can see what those I'm just interested in what those optional reagents are. People seem to be upset over how fast it's going. Well, maybe literally this is alpha. Okay, so if you were to get this clearly raid quality type item. Oh, Dragonflight has been in the making since before Shadowlands launched. Well, I mean, it's like, so it's not as buggy as I expected it to be. Like, this is, I mean, there are bugs and there are feedback I'm going to give, but I don't think it's as buggy as it's not as buggy as I thought it was going to be. Right? They shouldn't be upset. This is not this. They didn't announce it and then start working on it. They've been working on it, then they announced it. I do appreciate that there's like distinct things to focus on, because I can't imagine if all of the professions were out all at once, like I would be overwhelmed. It's nice that I can just look at 2 in depth right now. Okay, so Primal Infusion and Distilled Primal Infusion. This would, ooh, those are some huge upgrades. Again, you're not going to pick this. You're not just going to craft this and hope somebody buys it. This is something someone's going to ask. And then, okay, your stat, you put your missive with it. Embellishments. This is interesting. I didn't know what these embellishments were. You can add an armor increase and to reduce the durability loss. I'm wondering if these are things that I can make. We'll have to look at those. Yep, you can still set secondary stats with missives. It's a little bit different. It's you're not putting 2 missives on. You're putting one that has a combined. I like selling missives. Crit haste, verse mastery, haste verse. It's got the combo. So reinforced plating would increase armor and reduce durability loss. And of course, the only change is, I think that the change between them is difficulty. Potion absorption inhibitor. So you could add something to your gear. Oh, that's what that potion absorption inhibitor is. It's not... Okay. So remember when we were talking about that alchemy recipe that's a potion absorption inhibitor? I thought that was something an alchemist would use. That embellishment is something someone would have put on their gear. So your gear would cause you to increase the duration of potions. That's interesting that you put that on your gear, not add it when a potion is crafted. So you would just buy the regular potions, but your gear would make the potions last longer. Interesting. Armor spikes, okay. That's how you use the armor spikes. You put it on your gear. Alchemical flavor. Okay, well, we're obvious. Oh, interesting. So that flavor pocket is not for cooking. That flavor pocket is something you choose to put on your gear. So, and I said that, I think it's, what is it, 5? You can have 5 of these. There was something about 5 crafted items. I don't know if, like, this primal, this is what it is. But that's interesting. So you would put something on your gear so that every time you ate, you would get well fed for twice as long, and it would persist through death. So that's a choice you have to make for your gear. And then I don't know what blue silken lining does, other than increase the difficulty. That looks like it's something a tailor would craft. And then put on there, but I don't know what that silken lining does. I can't, like, it's got to be something real. But I can imagine people not wanting to have to eat their food again, after every wipe, now persisting through death. So I don't know exactly what those thick spikes will do, but, it looks like alchemists are going to be crafting 2 items that people might want to put on their gear as part of a work order. Interesting. And then I think the finishing reagents are the same as what we were seeing before. Okay, so let's look at some of these other... so there's a whole primal molten set that I think people are going to ask you to make. Put a work order for that. I think that's going to be similar with all of these... With all of these purple items, someone is going to ask for it. Same thing, there's weapons. Yeah, that takes 2 sparks of ingenuity. People are going to ask you for... You change mains for the first time in over 15 plus years. You want to be an evoker. Those evokers look insane. So yeah, I mean, and there are some lower level weapons, but I really think that work orders are going to change the way crafters behave for non-consumables. You're going to pick up orders. You are not just going to make stuff and throw them up on the auction house. People are going to, because you don't know what people are going to want. There's so many variables. You're going to have to guess. If you were to make this without a work order, you're going to have to guess what item level do you make it? What secondary stats are people going to want? And what embellishment? I think that the embellishment is a real tricky one. Because like if you already have your well-fed on one piece you have, maybe you're not going to want to buy well-fed again, the well-fed thing again. But maybe if you don't have that, you're going to want that. Obviously we'll see how it plays. Excuse me, we'll see how it plays out. But my guess is I'm going to be making these other random items and these, and like the leveling gear. I don't know what to say, what level that takes. Oh, that's level 70, so that's not leveling gear. I guess that's pre-raid gear. So you'll make pre-raid gear, and I guess there's probably some leveling gear. There's green stuff up there. Nope, that's all level 70. None of that is leveling gear. But I guess maybe you'll make some pre-raid gear and sell that. But, and obviously make, like, the accessory items. But I don't think I'm gonna be just crafting some random primal molten shit, without somebody asking for it first. Because I don't know where, I'm guessing the spark of ingenuity probably comes from raiding. I am not raiding my fucking blacksmith. That's not happening. There will be people who do it. But you're going to bring that to me, and then I'm going to make it for you. Okay, so here's something, big thing. The big new thing. We looked at some of the profession tools and tools up that I could make. Let's look at some of the rest of them. I didn't pick up all of them. Leatherworkers get a knife for their tool. So one of the pieces of equipment that a blacksmith can use is a toolbox. So you can make a toolbox. That just takes an anvil. So I'm gonna go learn that recipe. Draconium blacksmith toolbox. This is more talking than I've done in a long time, so pardon my coughing and all of that. So let's see, where is that toolbox? I maybe not make it yet. Oh, there it is. There's the toolbox. We're gonna grab that. More stuff. Oh, I could apparently have learned it. I guess we'll just do it that way. Just spend all of our money. Okay. Back up so that we push it here. So I guess I need to turn around. Let's create this toolbox. Because that's the first item of gear that I'm seeing. That's not where we do it. We don't put our clothes, we don't put things on. We don't put clothes on the normal way. Let's equip that. So I've got an accessory. Again, it doesn't tell me what it does, though. It doesn't tell me. Darkwing, you're debating if you're going to delete your monk. Sit on a drac. Oh, the name Darkwing Duck. Only issue with evokers the empowered spells. Empowered spells 2.5 second cast and not by haste. Longest cast time of any class. Well, I guess there's trade-offs, you know? So let's see. I just learned. Oh, well, I already apparently. I didn't need on that. Whatever. Don't worry about me. So our crafting skill is now higher. Find something I've never. So I guess depending on the item, but our crafting, clearly wearing that piece of gear affects either our crafting skill. It doesn't appear to affect our inspiration, but you're going to want to put the clothes on. I feel like, oh, that was a higher toolbox. That's a higher level toolbox. Let's buy a Titanium ore and make this other toolbox and see if we can wear two toolboxes at the same time. Can I throw another toolbox on? I can. So now we've got a Draconium toolbox and we have a Titanicium toolbox. And that only increased that up to, I feel like that was yeah, our crafting skill has not gone up a lot, but I don't know how any of, because I'm not seeing anything, nothing on the tooltip that tells me anything about the item. I don't know how they work yet. Repair hammer. So there's a Tyrvarite repair hammer and a Draconium repair hammer. I don't know, like, why would you, maybe it can only be used on certain gear, because why would you, like, this is clearly way cheaper to make this repair hammer than to make this repair hammer. And it still says repair, they both say repair a targeted item to full durability. There's got to be something that's going to be the difference, because why would you ever buy the Draconium one, which takes way more mats? And I think Draconium ore is maybe more difficult than Tyrvarite ore. I don't know. Why would you? There's got to be more coming, because why would you use why wouldn't you use the cheap one? Maybe it can only be used on certain types of gear? I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know everything yet. Leather, you can make a leatherworker's tool set. This is interesting that the blacksmith makes the tool sets for a bunch of these other professions. But again, looks pretty cheap, looks pretty easy to make. You just need a little bit of skill. Needle set for tailors. A Titanicium skinning knife versus the regular knife. What if you have no skill? You'll buy it off of the auction house. And hello, Sel, how are you? You'll buy it from your friendly blacksmith. Well, no, you'll buy it from my auction, my bank character. You can come to me for all of your profession or skill tool needs. Yes, you'll buy everything from me. My banker is named Statia, Statia. She sells everything. So apparently there is again, we don't have the tooltips aren't telling us anything about the tools, but we saw this is a Titanicium sickle that takes Titanicium ore and Tyrvarite ore. But don't we already have a sickle up here that we could make that just takes Draconium and Tyrvarite? I'm guessing that it must be this is green. Is this one? Is that one blue? So there's different quality tools apparently. Time is money, friend. Hi, Loston. Real talk. You want your sure, I can. I mean, I'm gonna try to get my professions up and be skilled and make quality gear. And I'm happy, and I'm on a lot in the morning. I'm on every day. I would be happy to. Maybe what we need to talk about is it wouldn't necessarily be the crafter itself, because I think the way that the interface, we don't know exactly how the work orders are going to work. But oh, it's already sucked me in, Cell. I'm on the auction house every morning before work. Rather than sitting and watching the news and drinking my coffee on the couch, I drink my coffee and watch the news while I'm checking my auctions. Quit my job full-time. WoW. I would love to do that, but I don't think WoW does not pay as much as my job pays me. Unfortunately, WoW and streaming don't come close to covering my bills. But with working from home, every time I take a break, every time I go pee, basically every time I pause my timer for whatever task I'm working on, I am relisting auction. So, actually, Sal, though, I'm maybe so obviously it doesn't. You could put a work order in. We don't know the work order exactly how the work orders work yet. I'm sure that'll be previewed in alpha, but I'm guessing that like they don't have to be in your guild. It just has to be somebody you know. Um, if you, as long as like if assuming this is something you wanted and you know whatever, you would just put that you would just put in the crafter's name. We're guessing. So maybe we take one of my tunes and it wouldn't be my banker because obvious and many of my profession people have a really important need to be in my guild for materials, but maybe one of my tunes that maybe we have one of them join the guild so I can keep in touch and see what you need and I can help out either myself with crafting or perhaps it's not me at all. But I can give advice. I do have right now. I have two tunes that aren't that are in the guild that all of my friends when they played WoW, and when I was running keys, they were in the guild so that I could run keys and have people to talk to. Maybe maybe I look into whether you have space for me. At least you know if on a tune for communication purposes. See. I definitely have somebody on my second account, my dual gatherer on my second account. She's not in my she's in grown-ups right now, but there's no reason for her to be in grown-ups and being on my second account. And also being my dual gatherer, that's somebody I'll be on a lot. So that my main crafting account can keep crafting while I'm doing other things. So, okay, you know what? I think that's, and it's good that they're on my second account because if, let's say you were like, oh my god, we need a blah, blah, blah made. Can we get that today? I can be talking to you on my dual gatherer and on my second account, on my main account with all of my crafters. I can log into whoever needs it. You put a work order in and bing bang. Boom, we're done. Your heart is so full running around everywhere and seeing dragon stuff everywhere. I'm enjoying seeing the dragons. I don't know if dragon. I like it when they come and help me kill stuff. So yeah, it looks like there's higher level, so my blacksmith will need to make toolkits for, it's not everything though. So like, it looks like there's the needle set, which is equipment for tailors and leather workers, and obviously for blacksmiths, but I don't know what, I don't know about every other profession yet. Like, who makes the alchemist stuff? You're taking so many screenshots. And then, okay, this one actually has skill information on it, but it looks like it's probably going to be very difficult to obtain. The Black Dragon Seared Alloy. I have the craft for that. I don't know. Or no, I guess I have the recipe. Here it is. Black Dragon Seared Alloy. Okay, that's actually not too difficult to make. It takes some primal or it takes some elemental items. Not a big deal, but I will definitely want this as a blacksmith because it increases my blacksmithing skill by 13. And during crafting, increases the skill provided when I'm inspired. So I will absolutely want that. And Earth and Soul, that binds when picked up. All right, well, that means that my blacksmith outside of town. Don't like, but you know, you do what you gotta do. All right, let's look at couple of these other crafts before we have some other things. professions. Sharpening stones. Okay. Do people use these? Because I feel like they never sold for very much in Shadowlands. Sharpens your blade and weapon, increasing your attack power. I feel like nobody... I just feel like nobody bought them. Like, I don't know. And we can make a toy. Or I guess a companion. I guess it's not a toy. It's a... Yeah. We can make, an Alvin the Anvil. Oh, it is a pet. Yeah, it's a pet. Alvin the Anvil is a pet. Is he in the pet journal? Because I'm not gonna... Okay, he doesn't look super interesting. But, I'm assuming he is an anvil. He probably provides anvil. Oh, he can't. No, he can't be used as an anvil. No, Ellie. Okay, that sucks, but he is kind of cute. And I like making pets because people will buy pets. Boston, a lot of materials are required crafters to actually be played out in the world, not sitting in Orbos and crafting Legos. Well, it'll be... So, I probably will pick and choose what professions will... So my leather worker, interestingly enough, not that my leather worker doesn't wear leather, but my leather worker happily does real world content. My leather worker is happy to go and do things out in the real world. So if you wear leather, there's a good chance that I will be out and about. I have to level up my tailor. My tailor is a monk, and I'm actually enjoying playing her. But she's not she's not even 60 yet. She's only 54. Gotta get her leveled before I don't mind playing her. Okay, so here's dragon riding items. I don't know what this means. It's a placeholder item. Apparently something dragon riding. We don't know what those are for yet. Just don't know. Does anybody have any specific questions about blacksmithing or alchemy before I switch and show you? It looks like we can look at cooking a little bit. We can look at jewel crafting a little bit. Again, can't craft anything, but we can look at what's out there. And then what else did I pick up? I picked something else up, and we might be able to... we might be able to look at tailoring. XLR, hello. Welcome to Bacon Roast. I don't know if that's how we're supposed to say your name. I'd like to be called something else. I'm happy to oblige, provided I remember. But if nobody has any questions about blacksmithing or alchemy right now, I'm gonna take a quick break, and we are gonna flip over to see some of the other professions that just have like everything is gonna be unlearned, but we can at least take a look at leatherworking is in. We've got leatherworking. We're seeing drums. So we can just take a look at stuff to come, and that'll be hopefully available in a later alpha. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with some more professions. And the be right back screen. And I'm back. And I took that sip at not quite the right time. as I, of course, I came back online as I was taking a sip. New Jewelcrafting, yes. Oh, actually, Jewelcrafting is one of Jewelcrafting is one of the professions that I like. We're gonna go back inside here so that I can talk to somebody and pop open the profession. So we're gonna look at Jewelcrafting has some stuff loaded. So one of the biggest things for change is gonna happen to old Jewelcrafting as well. For prospecting, you basically will pick, can't do it right here, but you'll pick what reagent, like you'll be able to pick which ore and then click prospect all. So yes, so it does look like gems, so things are going to have quality, yes. So it looks like these are different. This is the different uncut gems. Yeah, no prospecting click spam. I had like a macro for that, and it's like, and then bound it to something. So I could just push one button over and over and over and over and over again. It'll be nice to set it and forget it. We have alastrazite, calcite, ephemeral. Oh my goodness, this is Nosdormite. Oh my god, these are hilarious names. They're like named after the dragons. So you prospect them, you get a gem, and then you can make. We've got so we're gonna the reagents. So elemental harmony is crafted with the assistance of harmonious union between the gems of Dragon Isles with awakened elements crafted by jewel crafters with the assistance of alchemists. So this primal convergent, I guess, comes. Is that something alchemist? I don't remember. And then it makes an elemental harmony. I don't know what we do with that. Blotting sand. It's a finishing crafting reagent affecting resourcefulness and inspiration, and it takes cloth, and apparently we grind up our gemstones. Yeah, you did have, thankfully we did have mass prospecting in Shadowlands, but it didn't go back, it didn't work backwards, and it's gonna change milling as well. This change will make it so that you can mill things. So I can't make any of this stuff, so we can't, this profession is not quote unquote active, so I can only see what's on the list. I can't try and make anything, but hopefully we'll be able to look at it in depth once it's released in alpha or in beta. And hopefully, I'm hoping that because I got into this alpha, that my alpha access will stay active as we move through the different phases of alpha, because I think this alpha build ends on the 18th. So I'm hoping that I keep it so that I can continue looking through all this. Thank you, Sal. Good. Weekly schedule, yep, as we move, we'll see more stuff open up. And I have it now, I have it till lunch. Well, good to know. I've never had alpha. I've had beta before. Never had alpha. But I do like previewing it. So blotting sand will take cloth and grinding gemstones and some of this rousing fire ounce gives you inspiration. I feel like that's not quite ready. Not have it revoked. Well, I hope that my account does not lose good standing. I don't plan on doing anything that would make that happen. Frameless lens. It's a basic reagent. That will go into something. Oh, here are the draconic vials. So if you make it at level 1, it's the same as what can be bought from a vendor. But these, obviously, alchemists will want higher quality vials, so jewel crafters will be making vials. It takes rousing fire, which it looks like that's the baby elemental. Fractured glass comes from prospecting. Awesome. And then finely ground gemstones also comes from prospect. Oh, wait. So this is prospecting ore. I'm pointing at my computer. Like, look at this. Look at this. Fractured glass is prospecting ore. You're now going to be able to prospect gems. Yeah, that's interesting. That doesn't say anything about... This says search 5 Dragon Isles ore for gems. But doesn't this just say... acquired by jewel crafters that use the prospecting skill on gems. So you can prospect gems, not just ore. That sounds like. Polished stone. You get the crumbled ore from prospecting, and then you turn it into stone. So stone doesn't come from mining? Okay, no worries, Darkwing. And then shimmering clasp. That's like I feel like that's like the jewel setting. Yeah, the ground flowers that didn't get used for shit, basically. But it seems like maybe that you actually do use it here. Mystic sapphire. And a misshaping, that comes from a vendor. So this class, I'm wondering, this is probably like that setting. So we've got some gems. We can cut gems. Basically you take the uncut gem, and then obviously you make gems. And this is a little bit of a surprise. It's not just, you're not just taking a gem and cutting it, except for this one, except for the stam gem. You're adding one of the elemental items to it. 2 of them, actually. 2 of the same ones. It's again, a lot of these professions aren't just take the one raw material and do something to it. You're going to need more stuff. And then these are nicer gems. So these are the basic ones, which, you know, that's great. You know, they're clearly the green quality gems. You're gonna make, you're gonna cut them into green quality items. So these are gonna take blue quality and cut them into blue quality gems. Obviously giving you have a minimum item level. And what this does, crit strike and haste, and I think this did crit strike and haste, but obviously. You head out to your nephew's birthday party. You share the same birthday today as his party. Oh, happy birthday! Have an awesome day. Thank you for hanging out. It's tomorrow. Somebody else's birthday is tomorrow as well. Someone else I know is, apparently it's a popular day. So again though, these take, who can come home and get some Twitch stuff going. That sounds like a good day. Cold day in November, right? So again, cutting your gems, it's not just gonna take an uncut gem, it's gonna take some extra items. It's gonna take actually an awakened item and it's not an arousing item. A rousing item. This poor stam gem, like, it's like, we don't really make you do a whole lot with it. We just do one little thing. Nobody cares. And then there's earth gems. Oh, this is interesting. So there's lots of different cuts, it looks like. not gonna go into like they're stats, whatever stats. So you can get one that's like a high single stat, or then you also have like double stat stuff. So, cool. Hey, Coco. So that's nice. Hopefully hopefully, it won't peter out very quickly and be junk, but it probably will, because that's how, I feel like that's how Jewelcrafting always works with gems. It's like, great, well, everybody wants them, and then it's like, then they're worth nothing. Then we have purple gems. Unique equipped. So these primalist gems, you get one. And it looks like, there's a rare item that comes from prospecting that goes into it. So that will probably be expensive. People will probably want to buy one of these. Hopefully that will keep its value. Tiered medallion setting adds a socket to an end game Dragonflight necklace. A necklace can have up to 3 sockets. The quality of this item determines how many sockets it add. Interesting. So, we can make sockets. It takes that clasp that you make. How's it noon already? I know. That makes you... Okay. Alright, so it takes that rare diamond, an awakened order, which I think is a more difficult, thinger. A more difficult elemental. JC might be useful. People will be able to sock it next for the whole expansion, right? Well, it is an end game necklace, so it's not like this isn't something that's going to happen right away. So this one is for an end game necklace, so maybe a raid quality necklace, or mythic plus something necklace. This is a elemental soul cage. Drains the essence of a particularly powerful elemental. Your target dies while being drained, you will capture its soul. I don't really understand what that's for. Probably makes sense later. Don't understand. I don't know why we're capturing souls, but maybe we need it for later. Don't know what we're doing with that. So we also have trinkets. These do not look like Jewelcrafting only trinkets. But you get one, and it does look like there was a dark moon deck, a dark moon something. So we don't really have all of Inscription yet, but this is a dragon idol, unique equipped one, so you get one trinket. But haste. Oh, haste. Okay, this is interesting. So you get haste per green gem that you have equipped. Upon reaching 15 stacks, the effect becomes Titan's Generosity. And then, yeah, so it's affected by how many of that type of well, not just stat gem, but how many of that type of base gem. So this is the Netherite gem. And we've got, what is it? We've got, haste, mastery, crit, and I'm assuming, and it seems to correspond with that type of gem. So, and then verse. So blue gems are verse. So you'll want gems. Clearly, you're gonna want to wear gems and use gems because it will make this trinket better. And then we've got some jewelry. We can make a neck. Apparently you can make a neck with a socket. Perhaps I don't know if this might not be the raid quality one. Not sure how much energy you have when the expansion hits. If it's December, that's when you get your dog. Well, you know, you play with the dog first. Train the dog, take care of the dog, and then if you have time left over, you pop on WoW, and if not, WoW will be there whenever you have time. Yeah, you'll have to train. But, you know, WoW will be there afterwards. It won't go anywhere. So we can make necks. Again, it doesn't look like there's any limitation on this. Doesn't look like only for jewel crafters. And I'm guessing so you can add missives to it, and then I don't know what the optional reagent is going to be, but hopefully I'm hoping that this also is something that would come in through an order. You just think about starting again when you see me do alpha stuff. Couple different. So what is this one? That's a neck. That's got stats and use drain elemental energies from you and your gems, sacrificing 46 from each of their associated stats to shield you. For 3,383 per gem socketed. We want to socket gems. Spells and abilities have a chance to empower one of your socketed elemental gems. So the gems are important. Sounds good. I like this. Rings take you to a place you may have long since forgotten. 20-hour cooldown. I don't know what a place you've long since forgotten might be, but and that gets embellishments. Very cool. So embellishments, I don't know if all the embellishments are the same, but remember that was like that well-fed kind of thing. Gem bonus, sacrifice so many secondary stats for a shield. That is kind of neat. Tanks might want that. So then we've got rings, and it looks like unique equipped for rings. We've got a couple different. That ring doesn't take you somewhere special, but okay. Oh, because this is a better ring. They're I mean, they look like they have they have the same base item level, but this one can get embellishments, this one can't. And then we've got a lower level, but like a pre-raid neck, pre-raid ring, and then we've got leveling. That's great. I still sell these all the time in on retail. I sell the green rings and necks, but I'm wondering, because these take embellishments and secondary stats, which they don't right now, I'm wondering, can you maybe make a work order for this? Because what secondary stats do you want? What it's got the training matrix that can elevate the item level. Rather than guessing what item level to make it. Yeah, you can make them. Yeah, you can make these higher item level, probably but maybe for throughout leveling, so they're 61. But again, I'm hoping. I hate guessing. What does somebody want? What? I hate having to guess. What stats do I think will sell best? What are people in the mood for today? I hope that the player base really takes advantage of work orders when they're available. That way you get exactly what you want. Hopefully you don't cheapskate out, but I hope that that work orders, I'd rather make stuff knowing I'm gonna get money for it than make something and hope it sells. What have you got what's going on, Kath? Okay, so statues and carvings. What are these? A piñata. Mentioned some guy in Overmore spamming something to make an unbridled potion for the lock. Ooh, the class hall quest. Place an intimidating statue of a decapitated dragon onto the battlefield nearby, which can be attacked by players of either faction. Once destroyed, it will drop a random battleground buff that anyone can claim. This can only be used in war mode and in unrated battlegrounds. Interesting.
Choose me?
Misty, thank you so much for that sub. I really appreciate it. You've been looking for 2 weeks, apparently. The druid can do it. The dude tips 50k for 2. Oh my god. None on the auction house. Make up 10. Put them 10k. Sold almost half already. And now there's some on the edge for 2k. Well, I'm glad you helped him out. I'm glad he tipped you well. And then got a few more sales. But that's something you would never know. Like, you're not just gonna make that and post it because you're like, I don't know if anybody's gonna buy it until you know that there's some sort of need for it. So that's interesting. So this is a battleground, unrated battleground item that gives you a buff. Gives you a battleground buff. Interesting. Narcissus sculpture. Place a luxurious statue of yourself nearby, which increases your size and intellect while you admire your glorious self. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Place a pristine figure inspired by the Tuskar culture nearby, which grants 15 fishing skill. Okay, that's cool. This is... People hopefully will use this. I don't... Okay, scale belly mackerel. That looks like it's a fish. The stone that you make, and some finely ground gemstones. Giving 15 plus 15 skill for anyone who stands near it for a minute and a half. That sounds awesome. You'd not made them and put them up. Maybe if you'd been targeting Legion class hall quests, but even your ass with all you know, that you just hadn't thought of it. Well, and also, you know what? Maybe, like, you never, like, that's something that you might make and, like, it would sit up there for weeks, months, because who knows when someone's going to want to do the class quest. I like this. Increase your fishing skill. That's super cool. Place a remarkable statue of a Titan Keeper nearby for 2 minutes. Players who /kneel before the statue will have their worthiness judged. A player's worthiness can only be judged once every hour. Interesting. Yeah, so this little Kulawak figure, this little Tuskar dude, gives you 15 fishing skill. Cool. Red carving. Place a glorious draconic statue on the ground nearby where it will heal you for a short time. That's cool. Yeah. People want their class. I guess, though, how many people give a fuck about Legion class hall quests, right? I mean, I guess, like, if you're trying to, like... Well, this would be the time in the expansion when people would do that, though. Because they're kind of like, I don't know what else to do with my time. And I guess it's something to do. And then we've got battle pets, and I pray that we can sell these and make a pretty penny off of these. Maybe kind of like the Panthers. Maybe these will become the new Panthers, except they're pets. Jeweled Amber Whelpling. It takes... Oh, okay. Jeweled Dragon's Heart. A marvelous, although fragile gemstone can be cracked to reveal a small hoard of gems found across the Dragon's Isle. Well... you don't want to crack it, if you're putting it into your little dragon pet. Emerald Whelpling, Jeweled Onyx, an Onyx Whelpling, that doesn't take, the Jeweled Onyx Whelpling does not take all of them. There's apparently the Nelthorite is basically an Onyx gem. And then Ruby, and Sapphire Whelpling. I pray that this Dragon's Heart, maybe it'll cost a lot. I don't know where it comes from. Not sure where to get it yet, but, oh, we can make it. We can make a Dragon's Heart. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute, but, I hope that these sell kind of like Panthers. Convergent Prism. This is a toy. This is the novelty section. We've got a toy. Clutch the enchanted prism in your hand to guide a beam of light to precise locations. People are just going to buy this that want to collect toys. That's cool. Jeweled Offering. Humbly offer your most prized possession to whomever considers you worthy enough to accept it. Dragon Isles Duck Feathers. Rhinestone Sunglasses. Cosmetic Sunglasses. I think Percy showed this off. And there's the sunglasses. Back to... Yeah, collectors, all the things people do, like, all the things people buy and all sorts of crazy stuff. Split, oh, there, we looked at the split lens spec. Ludicrously luxurious lucky loop. I do not know what luck, don't know what luck does. Oh, I think it's just a joke. I think this might be just like a joke item. I feel like this is just a joke. Oh, you know who is in the game? And close your ears if you don't want any sort of spoilers. But my good friend Hemet Nessingwary has made it to the Dragon Isles. I love me some Hemet. He is a good man for giving me quests to do. I love him. So I think this is probably a joke, like a quote unquote joke item. Its value is derived purely from its absurdity, worn only by the most superstitious among the wealthiest of nobles. All right, interesting. All right, so you can also make profession equipment on your jewel crafter. You can make jeweler's specs. An enchanting focus, so that's for enchanters. Fine print trifocals are for scribes, inscription. A magnifying glass, and we don't have a lot of details on these. This profession's not ready. You have a lucky coin in your bags. Well, then maybe you're gonna need some of these ludicrously luxurious lucky loops. So it looks like inscription and enchanting gear, profession gear, comes from jewel crafters. Well, and the jewel crafting stuff. All right, Dreamer's Vision, a marvelous though fragile gemstone. It can be cracked to yield a hoard of emeralds. Okay, so that interesting. That doesn't a small hoard of emeralds. Okay, so it takes the low quality emerald, some finely ground gemstones, fractured glass, and interesting. Okay, same thing. You can do this. This is kind of going up instead of going down for gems. You're going up for gems. And then, okay, this is not doesn't look difficult at all. So, I was looking at this jewel dragon's heart goes into those the dragon pets, the jewel dragon pets. It looks like it takes the low level, one of each low level gem plus some finely ground gemstone, and this is a key ingredient in the in the pet. So very doable. Maybe means it won't be super expensive. I don't know. But you know what? Lots of people like pets. People want pets. People collect pets. Love pets. All that comes from prospecting. Yeah, so everything here would come from prospecting. Yeah, so it's unique. So you would have to make one dragon heart, then turn it into a, yeah, and then you can't have a bunch of them sitting on you. You'd have to have one and either crack it open, because if you crack it open, you'll get some gems. Maybe not a bunch, a small bunch of gems. Or you can put it into that pet, and then it becomes the pet. Keeper's Glory gives you the blue gems. Queen's Gift gives you red gems, and Timekeeper's Patience gives you... It'll be interesting to see how many gems you get. If you make one of these and you crack it open, how much of the higher quality gem do you get? No hoarding? Well, I guess you would hoard what you're gonna keep on hand are all of the low quality gems and some finely ground gemstones, and then you just make one as needed. So you're just keeping the raw materials on hand rather than the bigger thing. All right, well, that's jewel crafting. Hopefully, I can't wait to actually go and craft some of this stuff. That will be very interesting. So let's look at leatherworking. I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom first. We're gonna start at the bottom first. And there are drums. There are new drums, and drums don't look like they're very difficult to make. They take leather and scales, one leather, one scale, and you get drums. Yes, the fifth bag slot is a big reagent bag. Most of your reagents are going to stack to 1,000 now. Tailors are going to be busy making bags. So drums increase haste by 15%. There you go. We've got drums again. You can make weapons. We've got, what are some of these mats? Flawless Proto Dragon Scale. Gathered from players with a skinning skill. And then basic scales. And then, like, I guess mid-level scales. And you do, yes, there are new bags. I haven't grabbed Tailoring yet to look at it. Offhand. Leatherworkers can make an offhand. Make a bow. And again, I'm hoping that all of these purple ones, people will maybe come to you for. That would be lovely. And then we've got hide. Blood and hide that skinners get. Scales and blood. Death chill, that makes sense. We put frost in there. So it looks like there's a bunch of different scales that you make. Oh, and then, so this Earthshine scale comes from, so what you need to make this bow is something that you would make by earth and frost and a basic scale. Okay, so that's interesting. We've got lots of different mats. You can make those, again, it makes sense, the Essence of Tear and Wisp of... you got some optional reagents. Toxic, ball of toxic junk. Infuses the item with the essence of decay. So I'm wondering if that does some sort of like damage, some sort of poisony damage. We don't know for sure what that does yet, but that's interesting. Fang adornments. These are for weapons, apparently. So that's for gear. The fang is for weapons. Increases physical damage dealt by 1%. Or some. Increases. So that's an optional for your weapon, is damage. And then we've got some more profession equipment. Everybody's got profession equipment. Obviously you make your own equipment for yourself. Engineer equipment. Oh, this is a pack. So is this a bag? Is this your bag? I'm very, okay, so the smock looks like it's clothes. Smock sounds like clothes, right? Handguard sounds like clothes. But Master Herbalist Botany Pack. Specially crafted to hold large amounts of herbs while still maintaining their integrity. So it says it's profession equipment, but I wonder, is it really a bag though? I don't know. Is that a container, or is that, because the way it reads doesn't make sense that you would wear that? I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. It's some sort of equipment. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Right, but I don't know what that means. Like, it's specially crafted to hold large amounts of herbs while maintaining their integrity. I don't know. A tool holster for jewel crafters, the alchemists. Ah! When alchemical experiments backfire, at least your hat will be in pristine condition. That might, so that's what I'm thinking, Kath, is maybe you need this so that if you're, I'm wondering if do they degrade into common herbs? Is that how we get a common herb? I'm very, there's so much more to learn. We've got to wait for more professions to come out. Because I think that this, when my alchemy experiment backfired, you know, I maybe this prevents the cooldown. A flame-resistant apron. I'm guessing maybe blacksmithing you can also get hurt from, and you need to wear your flame-resistant apron. That could be. That might be. That sounds right, Kath. That does. A tanning rack. Wrapping cap. So interesting that you only get 2 things to wear, but well, I don't know what you're gonna. Maybe you're gonna have to make decisions on what to wear. Like, it won't just be like everybody won't be literally wearing the exact same thing for their profession. Maybe you have to make choices. I don't know. I don't know how many items there are for every profession. Engineers, gloves. Oh, and this is just the lower level. Floral basket, Skinner's travel pack. This is just lower level versions of the same thing. Gear to certain styles might be, or I'm just not sure. Like, I haven't counted up. I just didn't count. So I don't know. If there's exactly the right amount of things, or there's not, or there's extra. I don't know. We'll find out later. All right, so we've got 2 toys for leatherworking. The knoll tent places a knoll tent to rest and relax under. And then a Tusker beanbag. Basically, it's a beanbag that you can sit down on. Yeah, Alchemy has stones for extra procs. That's a style. No, there's longer buffs. Well, so there's also supposedly a specialization, and we think that maybe that this pane here is where you'd see your specialization, but we just don't have it yet. We don't have any information on that yet. Armor kits. Frosted armor kits for leg armor by 135. Oh, wait, what was it? 135. Increasing your armor by 135. Additionally, it gains 135 agility and strength. This one gives you 135 stamina as well as agility and strength. So one gives armor, one gives stam, and this just gives agility and strength. And I'm guessing it maybe takes lesser. I don't know. Maybe these are more difficult to get. I don't know. Riding crop. It's a trinket. Our riding crop is back. Increases your mount speed. We've got a riding crop trinket. Yeah. Trinkets are back. And then we have lots of gear, which I think is going to be very similar to like the blacksmithing gear. We've got a couple low-level items. We've got the PvP maybe stuff. And then we've got these things that are likely going to be requested by people that are like raid level. And you've got mail and leather. Lots of speed buffs, yeah. Lots of speed buffs. There's potions for speed. Alright, so that's interesting. Leatherworking. And let's take a quick look at cooking. Cooking was available. So there's some ingredient. This is interesting. Some ingredients. Ooey gooey chocolate. It lasts for 1 day, so you can't make this in advance. And it binds and picks up, so it is yours. You can't make this in advance. It increases your multi-craft so substantial that this chocolate is not worth eating. Yeah, multi-craft. You can add it. There's an item that alchemists can make to increase the chance of crafting extra potions and files. Well, so and these are just ingredients that come from cooking vendors, so that's nice. But I feel like you're gonna want to get these you're gonna want to have ooey gooey chocolate, but again, you can't. You can't just make a bunch of it and let it sit there, because it goes away. I mean, unless these are super cheap, unless the conveniently packaged ingredients and cocoa powder are, you know, the price is negligible. Yeah. So this is because I'm guessing this ooey gooey chocolate is only meant for cooking. I don't think that this is a multi-craft item for anyone other than people with a cooking skill. And it probably can only be added. It looks like the multi-craft thing for alchemy is only that item only can be added to alchemy. Impossibly sharp cutting knife. This is another finishing agent. Precise cuts ensure perfect portions with nothing going to waste. Oh, no. Oh, that's right. This is something I believe I read or heard, that you might not make something. You might not make. You might fail. You might use stuff and it doesn't come out right. So, So interesting. That's another finishing reagent. Salad on the side. Plus 10 to multi-craft. What was the ooey gooey chocolate? We don't know how much the multi-craft goes up on that, but this is a plus 10. Jack Frost, hello. It's good to see you. Oh, maybe that's true. It might not use as many resources. What this tells me is that I need to put cooking. Well, so right now the person who has Shadowlands cooking is somebody I don't play very often, and since it is a secondary profession, I might as well put it on somebody that I'm already going to be like out and about with. Like it makes more sense. Exotic spices. Okay, so common reagent acquired by herbalists. So herbalists are gonna get all sorts of junk. Allison, hello, welcome in. You have 2 endgame cooks up from 20 plus BFA ones. So it looks like herbalists aren't just gonna get flowers, they're gonna get bugs. You're gonna pick up a lava beetle that is gonna be sold to people, to our chefs, and beetles go into exotic spices, and you get 2 to 3. I like that. We don't know how many you're gonna get. 2 to 3. Rock salt. Rock salt is something that the salt deposit comes from miners. That makes sense. All right, so we've got some snacks, and you can see here we've got duck meat. I'm sorry, Darkwing, we're gonna have to kill some ducks to get some duck meat. Hornswog hunk, Ruffalon flank, basilisk eggs, whitey mammoth ribs, and burly bear meat. And then this is just food. This is like your basic food. And I'm assuming these all have ranks too, but again, cooking's not done yet, so we're just kind of seeing some basic stuff on cooking. This is just this breakfast of Draconic Champions. It's your health and mana. Just, your regular old eat this, whatever. Baby meat. Oh my god. Baby meat. Probably protein. Okay. This says it's recipe for 4 servings. Actual number of servings will vary based on cooking skill. And I'm wondering if that perfectly portioned, that knife, adding that as a finishing agent, maybe changes also affects how many servings you get. This is just health. So this was health and mana. This one is just health. Sweet and sour clam chowder takes mollusk meat, spices that come from the bugs, and a potato, which you can buy from the vendor. And that's health and mana. It's the same as, I guess it depends on what maybe whatever materials you have, whatever's cheaper that day. Cheese and quackers. Oh my god. That is health, and it takes it's duck meat and some cheese you get from the cooking vendor. This is just more food. It's just health, and that's fish. Throw the fish back into the. This is interesting. So you either catch the fish and use it in a recipe, or throw the fish back into the water to gain 5 fishing for 30 seconds. Throwing multiple fish can extend this buff up to 5 minutes. So if you need a little bit more fishing skill, you throw your fish back instead of keeping it to cook with. Interesting. Twice baked potato. This has got to be the most basic of one of the recipes. It just takes ingredients bought from the cooking vendor, and it gives you some health. Churn belly tea, mana, and you get well fed and gain increased swim speed and the ability to breathe underwater. And that's take some fish.
Yes, you are. What a good dog. Yes, you are.
Alice, eat your snack. Stitchy bear. Stitch. Hey, Stitch. Here. Hey, bud. Here you go. Go eat your treat. Stitch is here with me at the desk. She did. She knows. You're stared at by an heifer. Dragon spittle. This is just regular old mana. It takes A horn of mead. You buy, or is that something you make? I don't know. Some spices and some mollusk meat. And then zesty water. It's just mana. Refreshing spring uses the old refreshing spring water. And again, some of this might change. This is we don't know what this Draconic Fortune card. What is that? I'm very interested in. What in the world is that? You gain 35 of your highest secondary stat for 1 hour. And it takes a fortune card that we don't know what it is yet. Blueberry muffin. I don't know. Celebratory cake. Momentous occasion. Celebrate a momentous occasion. So I don't know what these might just be. Tasty hatchling treat. Lure a friendly whelpling out of hiding with an uncomfortably squishy but nonetheless appealing treat. Do we need to... Maybe that's for something? Don't know. Alright, meat meals. These are your well-fed meals. That's stamina and strength. So this looks like your normal stuff that you used to seeing. It takes some fish, some meat, and some salt. This is stam and strength. What was that one? That was 12 stam, 9 strength. This is less. This is 12 stam, 6 strength. 22 stam. 12 stam, 9 agility. 12 stam, 9 int. Okay, so these are just your basic get some stam and something else. And a variety of the ingredients we've already seen. Fish meals. That's gives you crit strike. Can't wait to fish. Okay, these are single. It looks like these are single stats. So crit strike, mastery, verse, and haste. And it looks like they each take a different fish, mollusk meat, and then the bug spices. And those will always be bug spices to me since they're made with a fish dishes, haste and verse, haste and crit, verse and mastery. So lots of different food, kind of what I expect. And then we've got then feasts. Everybody wants your thing. Banquet of the Haluak. This is 35 to your highest secondary stat for an hour. And it looks like it takes... so this is what those desserts are for. So you're putting together a fish item, a meat item, and then a couple dishes. Like a meat dish, a simple fish meal. I don't know. Food melody. Oh, so then some fish dishes, and then some cake. Grand banquet. Oh, they're all grand banquet. Like a Charles devotion, Charles reverence. I guess it takes just different. It looks like they're showing the same thing on the tooltip. I don't know if that's right or not. But different ingredients. And these only make 2. And you get more if you're, I guess if your skill is better. Again, these are different. I don't know, maybe they will be different. Or you make which one based on the price of the mats? I'm not sure. I don't know if the tooltips might not be right. Yeah, and then this is this other one. 35 of your highest stat. Aren't these all 35 of your highest stat? Just seems like this maybe takes less ingredients. I don't know. So again, this could all change. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Yeah, I just don't know yet whether these are done. They're probably not. So, and then we're gonna go look the last thing we're gonna look at is we're gonna drop one of these professions. And we're gonna go look at see what tailoring has. For the tailoring, we're gonna ask a guard because I don't remember. I haven't had tailoring picked up from Stormwind in a very, very long time.
Need help?
Oh.
Farewell.
And I just don't want to wander around aimlessly trying to find the tailoring vendor. I would eventually remember where they are, but I just don't want to waste that kind of time. Alright, so let's drop leatherworking. And this is where you unlearn your professions from now, from Green. Let's tailoring. See.
Good day to you. Safe travels.
Let's see if there are the Dragon Isle. Oh, that's Shadowlands. I don't want. There we go. Okay. So this is interesting. Dragon Isles unraveling. Unravel 5 cloth and spin it into thread. So this is how you make thread. Maybe you don't buy thread anymore. Maybe you don't buy your thread from a vendor. And it looks like it works the same way as like milling and prospecting. And then we've got bolts of cloth. So this is the Wilder cloth, is the lowest one. Vibrant, you're adding vibrant shards. I don't know where vibrant shards come from, but there's some blood. We know that. Familiar with that? We've got some awakened items. Silken lining. This was one of those optional reagents that we don't know what it does yet. Don't know what it does. No idea what that does. Or bronzed grip wrappings. We don't know. That's Chrono Cloth is looks like a really high quality. And so does the Azure Weave. These are really high quality bolts. I don't know what they do. We've got some finishing agents, the Essence of Tyr, which gives you crafting skill. Resourcefulness and inspiration, that makes sense. Multi-craft. I wonder what, maybe for making cloth. Maybe you want multi-craft for cloth. Because I don't think it's going to work for, I doubt that that's going to work for gear. I can't imagine it's going to, nobody else seemed to have any sort of multi-craft for gear. But maybe when you're making bolts of cloth, you might want to put a multi-craft on, maybe? Chromatic embroidery thread, inspiration and crafting speed. Don't know what shimmering embroidery thread does, or we don't know what any of those threads do. And then we've got clothes. Again, the clothes look a lot like what we've seen. PvP, raid tier type stuff, and then some lower level. Oh, and there's actually tailor specific clothing. At level 61. Interesting. Or at least one of them, the tailored cloak looks like it requires tailoring, but the other stuff doesn't. Azure Weave, this is another high level. Got frozen spell thread. I'm assuming spell thread is something we'll see down here. Or specialized, I'm assuming specialized clothes. And then we've got some profession garments again. Tailoring vestments. Alchemy. Oh, we get a chef's hat. Salmonin will end up with a new chef's hat. So alchemy, enchanting. There's a lot. We don't know what they're gonna do yet, because it's too early. But I'm thinking maybe there is definitely more clothes than I expected. Fishing cap, gardening hat, tailor's coat, gardening hat. So there's a lot of things you're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to pick. You're gonna have to make some decisions, perhaps. And then spell thread, which looks like it goes into some of this gear there. And then here's your bags. So we've got bags. Chrono Cloth reagent bag. This says it's 36 slot. Who knows if that's gonna stay the same. I guess it's maybe just for any reagents. Like it's not specific. It's not profession specific. Azure Weave pack is 34, 32. And then a 36. So both of these reagent bags are 36. That can't be right because one is clearly this chrono cloth is going to be way more expensive than just simple wilder cloth bolts. So that just must not have been updated yet. And then this is the duck lovey. Take a nap with your favorite ducky. That's gonna be horrible. And it doesn't look like it's too difficult to make. Funeral Pall. Summon a plague of toads. Okay then. Guild banners. Place a guild battle standard that increases the experience, honor, reputation, and reputation gained from killing monsters for all guild members that stay within 100 yards of the battle standard. Is this encouraging you to go quest with your guild? Although, I guess, or quest by yourself, but put it down because you'll get it too, I guess. Interesting. Dragon Isles Geology. I guess it depends on what one is the flower reagent and one looks like the ore. That's Jewelcraft. That comes from Jewelcrafting. An exploring tent. That says it summons a plague of toads as well. These are not done. These are definitely not done. Yeah, so we don't know what these are gonna do yet. There's they all have the same tooltip right now. So not sure. Sharpened your bladed weapon. And then we've got a band-aid.